We're going to solve this equation using the quadratic formula, but first we need it to be in standard form. So we're going to have to distribute this 2x, and that is going to give you 6x minus 2x squared equals 3. We need it to equal 0. So we're going to subtract 3 to the other side. I'm going to put these variables in descending order. So now that I've got everything in standard form, my A, my B, and my C are visible in the equation, where A is the coefficient of the x squared term, B is the coefficient of the x term, the linear term, and C is the constant. And then you're going to plug those values into the quadratic formula, which is x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you only plug in numbers. You do not plug in variables when you're solving this, unless the problem asks for it. So here we're going to plug in 6 for b, and 6 for b again, and negative 2 for a, negative 3 for c, and then negative 2 for a again. So this will be the solution when we simplify it. You're going to start inside the square root. You're going to do 36, and it looks like minus 24 inside. And then you're also going to evaluate the bottom, which is negative 4. Let's go ahead and finish the inside of the square root. You end up getting 12 when you subtract those values. Then you're going to want to break down any radicals if you can. So we're going to do a prime factorization for radical 12. Radical 12 breaks down into square root 2 times square root 6. Square root 6 breaks down into square root 2 times square root 3. There's 2 square root 2's, which is going to make a 2 on the outside, and then there's a radical 3 left over. So that would be negative 6 plus or minus 2 radical 3 all over negative 4. We would be done, but all of the numbers outside of the square root are even. So we can divide those all, looks like, by a negative 2, which would give me positive 3. You could change it to negative positive, but it's still plus or minus, but we're dividing by 2, so square root of 3. And then all over negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So here is a reduced form of our solutions using the quadratic formula.